Adrian Newey is about to officially join Aston Martin on March 1st, and things are looking pretty exciting for the Silverstone-based team. After leaving Red Bull, Newey is stepping into the role of managing technical partner, and there's no doubt that he is going to bring his wealth of knowledge and expertise to a team that's eager to become a title contender. Now, if you've been following Formula 1, you know that Aston Martin has been building something special over the past few seasons. Team owner Lawrence Stroll has been heavily investing in the team, and he believes that Newey is the man who can take the Aston Martin from the midfield to the front of the grid. To further strengthen their position, Aston Martin has also secured Andy Cowell, the former Mercedes engine boss, who played a major role in Mercedes' dominance from 2014 to 2020. And with former Mercedes technical director Enrico Cardile also on board, Aston Martin certainly has the engineering talent to make a serious push for the championships. But there's one big question that has been hanging over Aston Martin as they prepare for the future. Do they have the drivers to match the technical improvements they're making? And more especially, what does Adrian Newey really think about the two current drivers, Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll? Let's start with Fernando Alonso. The man is a legend, two-time world champion, 32 Grand Prix wins, and a career that spans over 2 decades. At 44 years old, Alonso is still driving at an extremely high level, and last season he did an incredible job of maximizing Aston Martin's potential, finishing 9th in the standings. But Newey, as we learned, isn't so sure about the long-term viability of the Spanish driver. Newey has reportedly said that while Alonso is a tremendous driver, he's wary of the inevitable decline that will come with age. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's understandable when you consider the long-term goals Aston Martin has for 2026. They're aiming for a title, and they'll need drivers who can stay at the top of their game for several more years if they want to take on the likes of Red Bull and Mercedes. So what about the other driver on the team, Lance Stroll? Well, Adrian Newey doesn't mince words when it comes to Stroll. Behind closed doors, Newey is said to have issued a rather brutal verdict on the Canadian driver, stating that he doesn't think Stroll is good enough for Aston Martin. Now, that's a pretty serious claim considering Stroll's been with the team for several years, and it's no secret that his performances have been inconsistent throughout his F1 career. He's had some solid results, like his top 6 finish at the Australian Grand Prix last season, but overall, his performances have failed to live up to the expectations that come with being a paid driver in a top-tier team. For context, Stroll has struggled to finish in the points in several races, and by the end of the last season, he hadn't scored a point in the final 11 rounds of the year. Compare that to Alonso's consistent ability to extract maximum performance from the car, and it's easy to see why Newey might have his reservations. But why does Newey feel this way? Well, it's possible that Newey's high standards for the team's drivers are contributing to his harsh assessment. After all, Newey's built championship-winning cars before, and he knows that to win a title, you need drivers who can not only deliver the results, but also extract every ounce of performance from the car. Now, the big question. Will Newey's opinions on Stroll and Alonso actually influence Aston Martin's driver lineup? While Newey is a massive figure in F1 engineering, it's not entirely clear how much influence he'll have over the team's driver decisions. His role as a managing technical partner primarily focuses on the engineering side of things, but as a key partner, he'll likely have some say in the overall direction of the team. Aston Martin's owner, Lawrence Stroll, is none other than Lance Stroll's father, which adds a whole new layer of complexity to the situation. There's no question that Lawrence Stroll will want to keep his son in the team, regardless of what Newey thinks. But at the same time, Lawrence has made it clear that he wants to win a championship, and if Newey's engineering expertise points to a need of a more consistent and competitive driver lineup, there's a chance that the team could make a change. Now, let's not forget the rumors that Aston Martin is eyeing up Max Verstappen for the 2026 season. We know that Verstappen has long been considered one of the best drivers on the grid, and his name keeps popping up in the discussion about the future of F1 teams. One source claims that Aston Martin has been telling prospective sponsors that they're planning to bring Verstappen on board. If that's true, then things could get even more interesting, If Verstappen is indeed in Aston Martin's sights for 2026, it's clear that some major changes are on the horizon for the team. They need to move one of their current drivers to make room for the Red Bull star. And that could mean the end of Stroll's time with the team, especially if Newey's opinion about him being not good enough holds any weight. So what does all of this mean for Aston Martin's future? Newey's arrival is undeniably a game changer for the team, and with him on board, Aston Martin could have the technical know-how to seriously challenge for titles in the near future. But as we've seen, they may need to make some tough decisions regarding their drivers if they want to get to that level. Fernando Alonso will be pushing hard for one last shot at the championships, but with Newey's reservation about his age, will he be the one to lead Aston Martin into 2026? And with Lance Stroll's inconsistency, will he stay at the team, or will Aston Martin decide to make a bold move for a new, more consistent driver? It's clear that Aston Martin is on the rise, but with big names like Verstappen potentially on the horizon, they may need to shake things up and make some tough decisions about their driver lineup. One thing's for sure, the next few years could be incredibly exciting for Aston Martin, and the fate of Stroll and Alonso could play a big part in that story. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with Newey's verdict on Stroll, and do you think Alonso can still challenge for a title in 2026? Make sure to subscribe for more updates on Aston Martin's future and all the latest news from Formula 1. Thank you.